Hello everyone, welcome to an explanation video on Pillars TCG. Now, this is just going to be kind of a brief explanation of how the rules work, none of like the lore, what I plan on doing in the game, just so people can try and get an understanding of it. Now these cards are definitely not official, they're just pieces of paper. The recording setup's bad, but everything will get better in the future. Just wanted to make sure I could get this video out. Now, Pillars, I think if you were going to describe it like a game, it would be most similar to Magic the Gathering, and it's just a placing creatures down and trying to take down your opponent. No like sacrificing or fusion stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, at least not currently. But it does have a couple of elements, so it's one of those kind of Yu-Gi-Oh, Magic, Pokemon like trading card games. Kind of has elements of all of them. So play starts out by you drawing the top 4 cards of your deck and setting them out to the side. Kind of like prize cards in the Pokemon trading card game. Except, so kind of like that, these are your life. So if you take 4 hits, you're done. So this kind of summarizes, if someone takes out these 4, you lose the game. But there are a couple other mechanics that makes this more interesting. So once you start the game, you will draw 5 cards into your hand. Whoever goes first gets to draw 1 card, but they cannot attack. And then every other turn, including the second player's first turn, you draw 2 cards instead of 1. So it kind of speeds the game up some by being able to cycle through cards a lot more quickly. Sorry, I have the rule book open here. So another thing that makes this game a little bit more fast-paced is you cannot deck somebody out. If you're playing, you have your deck. Say you have only have 1 card left to draw. Don't mind my amazing drawing skills. If you only have 1 card left to draw of your 2, you just draw that card, grab your discard pile, shuffle it up, and then place it back into your deck. So you do get a cycle back through your cards. But this is because the game is a bit more fast-paced and there are only 40 cards. While these rules are subject to change, I think this one makes it pretty fun. Now, let's get on to the actual mechanics of the game, rather than just basic rules. There are 3 different types of cards. There are pillar cards, unit cards, and tactic cards. So, after I find a tactic, there we go. Let's grab a regular unit card. So, it's going to be hard to see because my recording setup is not currently good. I apologize for that. So this is Flame Mage, a regular level 1 unit. So you can play up to 2 units per turn. And these units are your basic attacking cards. They cannot attack first turn they're played, yada yada yada. Sometimes they can have abilities like these ones do, sometimes they will not. Depends on how the card is made. But what's important is in the corner there's a level. So Mage of Flame is a level 1, so he's a weaker card. However, after he's on the field for a turn, he can level up. Kind of like the Pokemon trading card game. And then he can level up. I'm still ironing out the rules on whether or not the leveled up creature or unit can attack when it is. Currently it cannot. So it can go up to a level 3 as of currently. And so they get stronger as they level up and get better abilities. And you can only level them up based on what type they are. So these 3 are fire. So if I had, say, a water unit out, then I could only place my level 2 fire on my fire, not my water. So there are multiple types of cards as well as mercenary cards, and mercenaries are unaligned cards, have no faction, and so they act like other cards, pretty much. But can be a little bit stronger since they don't get bonuses. So the brute force of the game is you play your unit cards, and your units, then you designate which one of these 4 pillars you want to attack on your opponent's side. They then can choose, hey, I want to block your unit with my unit, and either if they both have damage exceeding each other's health, they can both die. If they both, or maybe it just blocks it, or maybe it dies and he stays alive. So kind of like Magic the Gathering, except they do not get whittled down slowly. They take damage, absorb it, and then re-heal at the end. Just fine. But the key mechanic of the game is you choose which pillar to attack, which comes in with these next cards, the pillar cards. So not only can you level up your regular units, you can level up your pillars. So for example, this card, Pillar of Sparks, is a level 2 pillar. So Pillar of Sparks, what's good about it is when you play it, it gives one of your fire creatures an additional 100 power. So these can also be leveled up, so your Pillar of Sparks can become a Pillar of Flame, which gives all fire units 200 power. And so then your opponent will want to designate these cards when attacking, because these do not give any bonuses, while these do. So it's kind of like your major field spells or stadium cards or whatever are your pillars. This is where most of your buffs come in. However, you only have 4 slots per deck, and as you lose life, they're taken away. And the card that they were just goes into your discard pile. So this removes your zones where you can get extra buffs, as well as making it so if you take 3 more direct hits, you're out of the game. Now, tactic cards are the final card, which a tactic card is essentially a spell card. So, for example, here's Resurrection. Classic, return 1 unit from your discard to your hand, and so that can work. Say this card, Bounding Scroll, gets destroyed by this card. I can bring it back to my hand and play it next turn. Or these tactics can also work because one of your pillars here, since it's just the top 4 cards of your deck, could be a unit. Then you can play Resurrection and bring what was previously one of your pillars back into the game. You won't know what it is, so you can't really plan for that, but it is nice when it does happen. So, sorry, I'm just seeing if I missed anything in the rules. So yeah, the tactic cards are essentially your big game-changing spell cards. So one of the big important ones could be, say, one of the demo cards I have here, Reroute. So this card, say your opponent is attacking your Pillar of Flame, and this is your win condition because it gives your guys so much more power. You can actually burst through your opponent's defenses and destroy their pillars. So you can play your Reroute when they attack and say, hey, you're destroying this one instead. So while you're still in bad position of only having 2 pillars, you're still winnable because you have your level 3 one. So you can level all of these up. You can have multiple level 3 pillars in the game. So essentially, yeah, that's what I've got going so far. I believe I've covered everything. In pillars, you have the main key of the game is your 4 pillars are what you need to win. If all 4 get destroyed, then you lose, your opponent wins. So they're both your main source of like power for your deck can come from your pillars, but it's also your life that you need to keep steady in order to win. And so it kind of changes the game because it's not like Magic the Gathering where you can just take tons of hits at the start until you get the cards you need and then just blow your opponent away. You only have 4 shots. So I played a game in this today, and I've had games last 5 minutes. I've had games last an hour. It's quite fun. The mechanic of being able to level up your pillars is one of the biggest features of the game, in my opinion. as well as leveling up your units, kind of combining Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic into one solid but unique game that doesn't breach the bounds of any of them. Hope you guys enjoyed and are interested. Any questions, just let me know. And yeah, thank you for watching.